In the quiet, picture-perfect town of Northridge Valley, one name echoed with promise and talent: Aidan Clark. At just 17, Aidan was a piano prodigy, his fingers dancing across the keys, creating melodies that seemed to come from another world. His gentle nature and brilliant performances made everyone believe he was destined for greatness. For the world's biggest stages, but behind Aidan's kind smile and bright future, a dark truth was quietly taking shape, hidden in the one person he trusted most. That darkness had a name: Evan Blake. He was Aidan's classmate, his neighbor, and his childhood friend. Aidan and Evan had grown up together. Their childhood was a blur of shared memories: video games, bike rides through town, and walking to school side by side. They were inseparable. But as teenagers, their paths began to split dramatically. Aidan blossomed. He wasn't just good at piano, he was exceptional. He won one competition after another, his name appearing in local papers. That success earned him a spot in a prestigious summer music program, a stepping stone to his dreams. His teachers adored his dedication, and fellow students admired his quiet confidence. While Aidan's star was rising, Evan felt like he was fading into the background, struggled in school, found it hard to make friends, and spent most of his time isolated, lost in the digital world. His loneliness began to curdle, twisting into something far more sinister. He developed an unhealthy fascination with true crime. He devoured documentaries about unsolved mysteries, delved into forums discussing serial killers, and became obsessed with the stories of dangerous people. But soon, watching wasn't enough. A terrifying thought took root in his mind. He didn't just want to watch them anymore. He wanted to become one. And for his first target, he chose the person who trusted him completely. The brightest light in his life, Aidan. One cool Friday evening, as the sun began to set, Evan suggested a walk. He wanted to visit an old abandoned greenhouse behind the high school. For old time's sake, he said. It was a place where they used to play as kids, a secret hideout from their childhood. Aidan, ever trusting, saw no reason to doubt his friend's nostalgic impulse. But detectives would later uncover that Evan wasn't looking for a trip down memory lane. He was looking for isolation. As they walked, Aidan was buzzing with excitement. He told Evan about a dream-come-true opportunity. A college in New York had offered him an audition. Spoke of his ambition to one day perform at Carnegie Hall, his voice filled with hope and passion. Listening to Aidan's dreams, Evan felt a cold wave of jealousy wash over him. His friend's success felt like a personal failure. In his mind, Aidan was no longer his friend. He had become a symbol of everything Evan felt he could never be. The quiet envy that had been simmering for years was now boiling over, pushing him deeper into his dark delusions. What happened inside that greenhouse would become a haunting mystery, clouded by the conflicting stories Evan would later tell. But one thing was tragically clear: Aidan Clark never walked out. When Aidan didn't return home that night, his parents' worry quickly turned to panic. They called the police immediately, and a massive search was launched. The entire community of Northridge Valley rallied together. Volunteers, police officers with search dogs, and drones overhead all combed the woods and fields, their flashlights cutting through the darkness, all calling Aidan's name. Amidst the chaos and fear, Evan was strangely, unnervingly calm. When questioned by detectives, he claimed he had walked home early, leaving Aidan behind at the greenhouse. But his story didn't add up. Witnesses had seen the two boys entering the greenhouse area together, but no one saw Evan leave alone. The inconsistency put him squarely on the investigators' radar. The following day, authorities focused their search on the old greenhouse. And there, inside the dilapidated structure, they found him. Aidan was lying peacefully on the ground, almost as if he were asleep. There were no visible signs of a struggle, no obvious injuries, nothing on the surface that screamed violence. But the medical examiner's report would later reveal the chilling truth. The cause of death was a lack of oxygen. It hadn't been an accident. It was deliberate, controlled, and intentional. Detectives at the scene noticed something else was off. Aidan's watch and his backpack were missing. A search warrant was quickly executed for Evan Blake's home. Tucked away in his room, investigators found the missing items. The pieces of the puzzle were falling into place, painting a horrifying picture. Under the weight of the evidence and intense questioning from detectives, Evan's calm facade finally shattered. He broke down and confessed. He spoke of his obsession, of his deep-seated desire to feel powerful. In a chillingly detached voice, he admitted he wanted to experience what serial killers felt. But his words held no anger, no rage, no hatred towards Aiden. Beer was just a hollow, terrifying emptiness. It was then that the community and the detectives realized the awful truth. This wasn't a crime of passion or a moment of rage. It was the calculated act of a deeply disturbed mind. The news of Aiden's death and Evan's confession sent a shockwave of grief through Northridge Valley. The town, once so peaceful, fell into a collective state of mourning. Candlelight vigils were held in the school gymnasium, the flickering lights a somber tribute to a life cut short. Teachers, with tears in their eyes, remembered Aiden's kindness and his unwavering dedication. His friends gathered to play recordings of his piano pieces, letting the beautiful notes he created fill the silence he left behind. Walks across town, parents held their children a little tighter, grappling with the unthinkable reality that such darkness could exist so close to home. In his memory, Aiden's family established a music scholarship in his name. It was their way of ensuring his legacy would live on, helping other young, aspiring artists chase the dreams he never got to fulfill. Evan was taken into custody and placed in a secure psychiatric facility. There, he would undergo years of psychological evaluation, not as an act of sympathy, but because his condition posed a grave danger to society and to himself. The tragedy of Aiden Clark left Northridge Valley with a painful, indelible truth. Sometimes, the people we trust the most are hiding storms we can never see coming. And sometimes, evil doesn't arrive with a thunderous warning. It grows quietly, in the shadows of envy, loneliness, and minds left unhealed. But Aiden's music lived on. It was played at memorials, shared across the internet, and held dear in the hearts of everyone who knew him. And the town would never forget the boy who filled the world with beautiful notes, and the friend who let a silent darkness silence them forever. Thank you for watching. If you or someone you know is struggling, please know that help is available. Don't hesitate to reach out to a professional. Remember to subscribe for more stories that remind us to look closer at the world around us. Stay safe.